Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Rob, and I would like to virtually welcome you to my home. This is my kitchen, and this is my introduction speech. So get ready to learn a little bit about Rob. Not that fascinating, to be honest with you, but here we go. Originally from Chicago, Illinois, and I don't know if you guys ever heard about that place or watched the news, but it was the murder capital of the world for quite some time. So I had to get out of there as quickly as I could. So when I was 17, before I even graduated high school, I was enlisting with the Navy. And from that point on, I never went back. One time I went back was a visit, but the Navy, man, that was awesome. So I got to travel the world. We're talking about traveling, say in the lecture, all these national parks and stuff like that. I'm so fortunate to be able to see all the things I could see. I got to see all over the country, all over the states, from the South to the Midwest to the Pacific Northwest. Lived in Washington for a few years, up and down California. Only place I really haven't explored yet is the northern East Coast. So, and then globally, um, I was deployed to Afghanistan 3 times. Spent about 2.5 years there. Um, so within those 3 deployments, the best ones were my second and third deployment when I was attached to Special Forces, and those guys are awesome, man. It was so much fun, dangerous, a little crazy, hectic, stressful. Especially on my third deployment, I was officer in charge of my own detachment. I had 29 guys under me. So I had to keep these guys alive, and not only that, but I had to carry out projects. I had to complete the mission. And I got fired, to be honest with you. The last 2 weeks of deployment, I started taking things in my own hands, making my own decisions. And they didn't like that very much. But they weren't there, you know. Um, yeah, so back up to Washington. We're talking today about national parks and something really cool about Washington. There's a mountain up there that's called Mount Baker. And Mount Baker gets, on average, 40 feet of snowfall. And when I first heard that, I thought that was crazy. It's like 40 feet. I didn't believe it, right? So I Googled it, and it turned out to be true. So I even went up there one time, took my brother out there one time when he was came out there to visit me. And I brought some binoculars and I pulled up to a spot where the snow line was. And I was like, hey, take a look. He's like, well, I'm just looking at these bushes. I was like, no, those aren't bushes. Those are tops of trees, dude. That's a 50-foot tree. All you see, it looks like a little bush because the snow's so high. So very crazy, man. Got to work out in the San Juan Islands out there too. Um, I was a plumber out there, so go out, wake up every day, and go to the boat, go all these different islands, and work on these mansions. It was great. So a little bit more about myself. I'm a biology major. A lot of people ask me like, "Why biology, man? Couldn't you pick something easier?" A lot of people cringe. Like, told my buddy the other day who got an engineering degree. He's like, "Why did you choose biology?" I was like, "Well, fascinated by life. Why else would biologist be a biologist?" To me, I thought it was clear, But yeah, basically an undercover science nerd. I'd rather stay home and read books or watch a documentary about quantum entanglement, you know. So that's what I like to do. But my biggest hobby is definitely being a dad. It's so rewarding, and there's nothing better than the person you love the most calling you their superhero, and that's wonderful. And basically, to wrap you up and leave you here on a kind of a funny note, I'm gonna tell you the most embarrassing story of my life, um, or at least the one that came to mind first. I've done a lot of embarrassing things, like this introduction speech. So basically, man, it was in like sixth grade, and it was Halloween. I was eating a bunch of candy, Kit Kats, Butterfingers, Reese Pieces, what have you, whatchamacallits. They weren't sitting right. Weren't sitting right at all. And there was this girl I like, when you're in sixth grade, you got these little crushes and stuff like that. She wanted me to walk her home. So I said, okay. Walked her halfway home. I said, I gotta stop. I gotta stop. She thought I was the weirdest person in the world, but she had no idea. I pooped my pants. Pooped my pants. Straight up. And that's not even the worst part. She wanted to stick around and like get a hug and stuff. I was like, no, I gotta go. She never talked to me again. But I had to walk the walk of shame 2 blocks home with dirty draws. And I get there, my brother was throwing a house party. Everybody there knew I crapped my pants. So that was the most embarrassing story of my life. Hopefully you guys like my introduction speech. I look forward to communicating with you all and learning more, and hopefully get over my fear of public speaking. Thank you guys.